So yeah, we're going to um, yes, go through some case study that I have, and also we're going to go through some types of projectors. So today, like a bit more hands-on. Before we go to hands-on, I want you guys to get familiarized on certain projectors that we have, and also the one that I do, but it's available on the market. And then we'll do some demos and also hands-on, and just not really a presentation lah, just maybe a sharing on ideas that you guys have. You guys can share some ideas. Maybe kita boleh macam tengok on what works. I mean whether like some of you guys need to work with the mirrors and stuff. So whether it's doable or not doable. So yeah, I'm going to start with the projectors first. So this is some of the projector that available. This exact slide is basically from Epson. So you will see a lot of Epson here because I work a lot with Epson. But not necessarily you need to work with Epson. You can work, projectors, and there's a bunch of brands out there. And now I think the most aggressive marketed projector will be like Lumos. So yeah, there's a lot of projector available around the market right now. So you can see like we have like the everyday usage projector such as like this. So I have this Xiaomi projector. Yeah, small projectors here. This is around like 500 NC lumen, very small, right? But I mean it's good enough for like home use or office use and so on. And going up to that is something similar that you have like 1000 NC lumen, 1500, 2000 NC lumen projector that a lot of us will see in the office and classroom and so on. And then you have this larger screen and shorter phone distance. So super short phone and short projector normally either you use it in classroom, like interactive projector that you can like touch and write something on it, or people use it to do super short throw projection, like I don't know if you guys go to like some masjid actually have that for their prayer and so on. Some classroom also use that. This specific projector is quite interesting in the sense that they use mirror inside it. So it basically a reflective projection. So they project the light and reflect through the mirror. Okay, Jason. Right. Okay, so yeah, moving forward from there, you then have this boardroom and event room. So this is something like this lah. 3,000, 4,000, up to like 10,000 instrument projector. We have this one for like event use, ballroom, and for combo sometimes. And then we have like this larger venue. So larger venues normally we use for outdoor. So like the top one, that is like one of the biggest projector that Epson have. And that's go up to like 30,000. So normally for larger venue, like larger venue, we work from like 15,000 to 30,000. No, so far I never found like more than 100,000. You can find like maybe 30,000, 40,000, 45,000, but they want to be expensive. So of course, all this goes with the price lah. We start with all this like 1,000, 2,000, up to like the large venue usage can cost around 200,000, just body only, because from boardroom usage and large venue usage, these two projectors, some of it actually come only with the body. It doesn't come with the back. So projector we integrate flexible lens, you can actually do a lot of things. Means that some people like with camera, you can then decide whether you want to get like short throw lens or long throw lens or normal throw lens. So this will then dictate how long you can actually, how far you can put your projector from the wall to the projector. So sometimes more space you need to short throw so that you can get bigger opening of the projection lah. Okay. So yeah, sometimes the price of the lens is much more expensive than the itself. That happens a lot. So this is yeah, I actually have the yeah, right after. So we also now there's a search of nano projector. So nano projector is very small projector. You can get it in Shopee around like 500 ringgit, 800 ringgit. Very small. But the problem with that it's very small. You cannot do it. I mean, it's not advisable to use for big scale kind of projection. But it's a really good for nano projection. So if you want to do like small thing or around. One thing nice about nano projector, it comes with its own battery. I saw some of nano projector, they have their own battery. So if you're planning to do like small scale, like gorilla move around in your projection, you can do that. Yeah. Yeah, it's very portable. Exactly. So, but again, it's not so bright because it's very small. So you need to like go to a very dark place to use it. And then you have home use, that's 500 to 2000 lumen. Again, yeah, it's fixed lens. Normally it's short throw or normal throw. So you can differentiate normal throw and short throw, right? Normally from the shape of it. If short throw, you can see it's concave kind of position. Then it's a short throw lah. Normal throw is like normal one. Yeah, office classroom and so on. That's where we have super short throw. Super short throw sometimes also have you can actually have it within the high brightness outdoor use, which they have is super weird like periscope lens. So later I'll find that picture lah. When I went to Finland, it was so weird when I went. I see that lens for the first time. Like it's not really something for me, and that lens is super very expensive. It's like periscope kind of thing where you can actually you put the projector up there and then you will like like project back like a reflective kind of lens lah. So yeah, this is like some type of lens, sorry, some type of projector that we have. And this is not only just it. Like there's a few other, like the one that Daniel is using, right? That one is not specifically for event use, even though it's quite big, but it's actually specifically designed for home theater. For those who like YouTube, so they have their own like room for home theater, they will get that one. I mean, Epson will advise them to get that one because it's equipped with audio output and so on. It's really focused on home theater. But that one, even though that is much more bigger than this, it has lower instrument than this. That one is around 3,000. It's double. And then on top of all of this, there is two types of projectors. So previously, a lot of projectors is actually project from lamp use. So the light source comes from this thing called lamp. It's a bulb. But the current the newer generation, because the film camera have mirrorless, they integrated into what they call now laser technology. So laser technology is basically they still use lens, but it's an LED lens where we then like project it within some glass and then it will create more vibrant and brighter visual, and at the same time there's less maintenance because for lamp, if you guys realize some old projector, you can see slowly becoming yellow color. Or like there's a lot of problem with it lah. So if that happens, normally we need to change the lamp. Into like we take out the bulb and then like change the bulb. But for laser projector like this, laser like source, you can just use it as long as until it cannot use. So that's the difference. A lot of projector now will use laser projector. Especially Xiaomi, like I have a few Xiaomi. All Xiaomi projectors like now currently use laser like you can see here, even though this is 500 instrument, laser with laser light projection is actually double up. So it become like 1000. But they just put up 500, but the visual right it looks like it looks like 1000. Very, very bright. That's the differences between laser and shotgun. Okay lah. Yeah, case study. So very quickly we'll go to like this case study thing. This one is a case study of just now festival project that I've done back in 2019. So we were approached by Just Now Festival to do something like Just Now Festival, and then we said, we have a bunch of heritage building, and I memang like wanted to do something for Just Now Festival. So we proposed to do something at the this building. That is the town hall. So this is normally the part line that happens during projection mapping project. So we have the technical part that we run, and then we have the creative part also. So these two actually go concurrently, and then at the end, when everything finished, once we finish technical, once we finish creative, then only.
Shakir, sorry to interrupt. Can you be a little bit louder? So sorry.
It's okay. Let me see if I can pick up my audio. Oh yeah, because my is this better?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Please continue.
Can. Yeah. So you can see that both of these things, the technical and also creative need to run concurrently for you to be able to do the mapping. And this is where we're going to go lah. So all of you guys are actually very creative. You guys create your own like content and visuals and stuff, and also audio especially. Listen, so I'm going to just touch a bit about creative, but the technical part is where I think most of you guys would want to get to know more about, right? So, so going about the technical part, this is stuff that normally I'll do for the technical before we start mapping. This is some of the stuff that I'll do. So I normally will go on site and do building measurement and also canvas measurement. It's much more easier if we can get hands on the building blueprint, so that I can straight away know how big it is. Even though it's not perfect or it's not accurate, I can like gauge how big it is. But normally we don't have, especially with this project, right? The blueprint already been burnt out. Yeah, in one of the fire lah. So the only blueprint that they have is a picture of that blueprint before it was burned. So it was a really bad picture. So what we did basically, we went on site, we did our own measurement, and we take picture. We took a lot of picture. Then we remodel everything in 3D. So I'll share that. So after we know how big is our canvas and stuff, especially with this one is the building, I then can select what kind of projector that I wanted to use. Because like we know, okay, we have this certain type of projector. Of course, we cannot use a nano projector for this one, and we need to select a certain type of projector. Certain type of project. Then I can decide if I need to use like specific lens for it and what kind of lens lumen. So this portion of part I normally work with Epson a lot. So I talk to them, and then within Epson, and actually there is a few website in Google that you can actually like calculate how big the projection will go within the distance and also the canvas that you have. So there is a projector calculator. So yeah, this is the canvas building measurement that I did before. So this one specifically is around 7 meter wide, height is 30 meter. And then from my projector to make the most front facade of the building is around 30 meter. So we did all this kind of drawings and calculation. I can then calculate lah, like what kind of projector I can actually use. So this is the projector that I use. This one is 25 NC lumen. 25 or 20, yes, 25 NC lumen, 25,000 NC lumen projector with short throw lens, and that's how big it is lah. You need a forklift to bring it up. When I pick up this projector, the guy, I actually drove my car, and then the guy said, "Are you serious? I cannot put this on your car." So I need to like call like a lorry to put up, because I actually have this I loaning out 2 units of this. So 1 unit actually come from Malaysia, another one flew in from Bangkok, because they only have 1 unit. Which one? Sorry? Okay. Yeah. So all these measurement I just screenshot from Epson website. I just did a very simple calculation. Okay, what with this kind of lens and with this kind of projector, how far and how big I can open up my projection. So we have that projector calculator. And then of course, once you know all these kind of things, you need to also build your rigging. So like your scaffoldings and stuff. So first, normally the main things that we do is basically try to make sure that the projector is higher than human head. So human is like what, 8 meter, 8 meter or less than 8 meter, like 3 meter, 4 meter, right? So try to put it above human head, and make sure that no one will pass by like that right in front of you. Right? One of it because of safety, and also another one of course because of the projection. Make sure there's no obstruction in front of the projector. For this specific one, we built like around 8 meter scaffolding, and then we need to hoist the projector from down to up. So all these kind of thing, we don't really need to know it, but once you get technical, you need to figure it out. Yes.
In which stage do you need to already know the distance of the from the
as early as possible. Yeah. This is with the nature of the project lah. So it depends, like especially with your project, like if it's a smaller project, you have the ability, if you have the projector, you have the ability like, okay, I want to come with my projector, I do the testing. I know, okay, this is how big you open. If it's not enough, I can add another one. So smaller projects much more easier for you guys to control. Like for example, Arda, you're going to do that with the band show, right? So you can just get a projector that you're going to use, either you're going to use or similar projector. Go on site, do testing. Much more easier, much more accurate compared to calculate like this lah. Yeah. But because of this one, the projector I can only get a certain time. It's so big, it's so huge, it's so hard to get. So I need to do all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So I would suggest that if you want to do, the best way is always to do test mapping. Yeah, and we did together with Daniel also. So we both work on the Australian High Commission projection. We did everything more than 3 test mapping.
see the light that was
So because that's also another one thing, that because we don't know the light pollution around the area and so on and so on, whether we need to add on more projector and something. So test mapping is always important. But I'm talking about doing it on buildings lah. If you guys doing it on indoor, small scale and so on, should be fine. Yeah.
So the rig is always there since the beginning of the testing itself.
No. I need to agak-agak lah. So this rig actually we put up I think a week before we run the whole show.
So before that, it's all based on the calculation.
Yeah, all based. This specific project is all based on calculations. Yeah, this I didn't even manage to do a testing because about all about the budget. Yeah, lah.
As long as you can get the scale of the building from the front.
Yes, that's why from the scale then you can like sort of like gauge. Also this all is agak-agak. It's like you masak lah. Agak-agak okay lah. Right. And then this is
the hardware setup. So once you finish all the rigging and stuff, then we talk about the hardware. I think like Sheila mentioned about her concern about whether my computer can work or not and so on. Yeah, we do have that problem if we are outputting more than one normally, because only one projector, one output, one visual output should be fairly direct, very straightforward. But for this one specifically, also to be honest, it's quite direct because just to compare, like I think I went and see the one in Sydney, Vivid Sydney. The one they have I think more than 10, more than 20 projector for the whole entire. I think more than that, right? How many do you think?
What, last night?
No, the Vivid Sydney. Yeah, the Sydney Opera one. Yeah.
Maybe tonight.
But yesterday after the class, we all actually went to check out the projection at Netflix projection at KL Tower.
Yeah.
So they have a projection. Yeah. So on that one, because we were just we drove past by it, and then yeah. So they have I think around it's 10 projector. Each one is stacking to fill up the whole entire, the whole batang of KL Tower. Yeah. No, I think this one is either Panasonic or Baku or Christie. It's different projector. Yeah. It's not Baku. It's definitely not Baku. I think it's the Panasonic or Christie. Yeah, but it's a really huge projector. So when you have more than 10, that's when it becomes a problem. Yeah. So if like us, art project, small scale, then it should be fine. Yeah. So this specific project, even though it's 30K, 25K Filamen, it's quite fairly direct in the sense that I only need to do two output. So from my laptop, I can actually pick up a few visual output. So of course you have HDMI that you can take out from one visual, but now you have a lot of computer with USB-C. You can get that computer, the adapter. Yeah. So this adapter is quite powerful. From one USB-C, you can output 4 HDMI. So yeah, I use this a lot actually. To do this. I don't know whether you can see this or not. So this is the USB-C to 4 HDMI.
All right. Yeah, I can see clearly.
Yeah. There's also another one where you can actually output from just normal USB to 2 more HDMI. So like just USB-A type A, the normal one, we can output to like two more HDMI. So yeah, if you need to use like 4, 5, you can still try to push it, but yeah, it depends on the capability of your laptop. Right. Yeah. Then we go to creative lah. So we went through all the technical stuff. The creative one is fairly direct. This is very basic, design process. We start with ideation and concepts. So this one, they give this theme to me when night falls. So within that, I need to create some visual and content out of it. So of course, I normally work with my map. From one key point, I get to other key points and stuff. So from here, I move into creating the content. So before we can create content, we need to have the blueprint or the canvas in digital, whether it's just stills in Vector Illustrator or like Photoshop or whatever. We need to have something. So I know that I need to do something with 3D. So I remodel just the front facade inside 3D. No, Artifact cannot do 3D. So you can use like Cinema 4D or 3ds Max, any 3D software. Even like architecture, I think we have Grasshopper, a lot of other software that you can actually play around with. So as long as it's 3D software, we can do it. So from that 3D software, you can then output to like any kind of file format for you to then use it in different kind of software. The reason why is because of this. So once I have that 3D model, I can then output the mesh the wireframe of the design. So from that wireframe, I can then bring into Photoshop and AI to design all the stuff that I need to design. So it then go back to Photoshop and AI lah. But let's say if you're working on very physical stuff, you can also like, you know, print it out and then do it on physical. Yeah. So it's no matter what it is, you can use whatever. So normally once we have the template, we will do like storyboard, a lot of storyboarding and stuff. So because we don't want to like waste our time like do animation and then send to client and they say, hey, we don't want this one. So what we do is we send all these skills and then we let them choose. Okay, which one that you feel like, you know, this one is okay. Of course, it comes with our proposal on, okay, this one, you know, based on our story of this, and this. We'll tell some story. And then once the client say okay, then only we go to 2D and 3D animation. So this is where we then go back to Cinema 4D or we'll output the Cinema 4D file, bring it into After Effects, and do, you know, content on After Effects and so yeah, we can twist and turn and play around with light and shadows and stuff within all this kind of software lah. Yeah. Is there any other software? Yes, there's a lot of other software that you can use. That I think Daniel also mentioned yesterday. It doesn't need to be graphic. It can also be visual or video. So you can like get like stock video. You can like record with your camera and then bring it to effects to like, you know, mix and match and, you know, put it nicely within the template itself lah. Yeah. So that one also good. Yeah. Vectorworks more, I don't know. I don't really work directly with Vectorworks, but based on what I see, these guys, Vectorworks works a lot on the technical part. You can prepare like, you know, the whole set design, like making yeah, right. But I think it works well for 3D model and all. But for this one, the reason why we use Cinema 4D because you can do animation, really nice animation and rendering out of it. Yeah. I'm not sure better work, but like I can also use like 3ds Max, a few other 3D software, Maya to animate and do a really nice 3D. And then of course once we have all this, so each one of these, right, we basically do it separately, like we do scene by scene kind of thing. So once everything's done, we then going to, you know, put it all together. So that is where we then do the final compositing. So final compositing can actually happen in After Effects or you can use Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro. So within this software, you can then like put it all together with audio to make it like more immersive lah. You can like play around with like effects, sharpness and filters and so on. Like, and also the most major important thing is the transition. You know, how you transit from one scene to another scene. So that's only one. Of course, we also work with a lot of audio designer, and yeah, we have like audio designer here, Jason. So maybe we can also learn something from Jason. Yeah, so that is basically about it. Once we have the final composition output, means that we have the final video, we then can do mapping. So it's very mapping is actually just a small fraction of it. So I just put up these two, Resume Arena and Network. So this is two software that I think is quite easy to you know, access because you can just download it to your software. You can also download other software and use it, but normally other software work with their own hardware. So like a bigger software, another software that I worked with before, like Kulux or Hypotizer, Green Hippo or Dataton, Watchout, all these kind of software, they come with their own server or their machine. So within that machine, they will then, yeah, you can hook up all the video and so on to do mapping. But we're not doing, you know, projection on Burj Khalifa or whatever, right? So we wanted to just do simple stuff. So simple stuff, Resume Arena or Mapper, you can. Or you can also use different kind of software from your iPad and so on. Like Daniel is doing right now. So later we'll see what. Processing. Yes, yeah. So processing is also another software that you can basically write the code and then output a visual out of it. And now there is like touch designer. You can also do something with touch designer, means that you can create content directly from touch designer, put some codes and then like yeah, it's a real time kind of thing. And then from there you can then map directly from touch designer. Within touch designer there is a mapping option that you can also do. So there is a bunch of software. This is just two software that I give to you guys. There's like Notch, Touch Designer, a few other software. Because right now there's a surge of real time or generative software. Means that you don't have to render your content. You just open your laptop, let it run. The content is actually created every single second. Because you put in the code, it will then loop the code and then like read the code and like start creating and generating everything all the time. Yeah. So yeah, this is like just side by side comparison now on the content that I've done, and so the next map. Of course, the one is actually because it's moving, then you can see the shape. But yeah, that's like it's like so some content. So you can see how we actually the whole idea of projection mapping, right? Of course, this one is flat surface, but we actually try to enhance the characteristic of the building, play around with the lines or something. And that's one of the reason why I think yesterday I mentioned about it's nice to get like more detailed building compared to just flat building. Right? So with that, you can actually do a lot with that. Some of the videos. So from there, you can actually like start understanding the canvas and then put up something into it. You can like give some character, you can move it around. At one point you blur out the reality and to reach that, yeah, there's a lot of experiment yeah, that you can do with the content. So some application of projection mapping that I think you guys know about. I just want to like put it out there. This is a lot of this actually work. I mean, I've done it. Like I've done like launch streaming for commercials a lot. The launching of new phone, new car, and so on. Performances. I work with a few theater and dance show. So that's also quite nice. Multimedia show like you work with band or experimental audio visual DJ art installation. So just an exhibition. I think some of you guys planning to do also. Digital art display. So there's a search of digital art artists who come about and wanted to actually do something. I think projection is the best way for you to bring back whatever you have digitally into a physical world. Because like if you just, I mean for me, if you as a digital artist, you put up your work within LED screen or TV, it's just as expanding whatever you have on screen. While when you use projection, it give a different form, it give a different character. It's really and of course immersive installation. So immersive installation become really big once Team Lab get their hands onto it, but it's not really new. Way before that, people have been doing it. But now when a lot of things become more accessible, more easy to get, more more people will get their hands on it. And yeah, this is some of the applications that we have. So for example, like this one, we did some interactivity to it. So this installation we did it against 2018. Yeah, this is underground Tuang Custom. So when we did this one, the idea is we wanted to recreate a traditional game by using technology. So we have Kinect, Kinect basically detect death. Because Kinect, you can detect two kind of things. One is you can detect death, and also you can detect the bones of the human. So from that Kinect, once you step onto a certain box, it will then light up. And then, show all the box and there's animation. Yeah, that's what we do. And then like there's projection. This one also exactly but yeah, again people just picture. But it's a layered kind of thing. So this projection was done in a layered form where the projection go through a semi-transparent layer, and then you can actually see like what's in between the projection. Like you know the light that you see from this projector, right? You guys only see what's at the end, but what happened in between this is something that you cannot see. So that's what we did there. Like we put that semi-transparent. You can actually get that with smoke, but smoke you cannot control. But with semi-transparent layer fabric, you can then see, and then you know. Yes. It's actually a mosquito net. This one also we did an interactive one where there's a video content where when you pedal the bicycle, the content actually moves depending on the speed of the bicycle. So this is kind of interesting for people to get exercise. And yeah, this one is one that I'll show you guys. Make an interactive projection where you can actually go or like actually just paint out each one of the shape within the iPad, inside the iPad, and then you can send your painting and it will then play out some visual content. What's the grab orange here? Yeah, I got order. Shit. Just place for it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's and then yeah, of course this is the gallery that we have lah. I think this is your work, right? There's Ada work during the bias exhibition. Yeah, people enjoy this, and I think this is the conversation that we had within digital art community, and also within the art community itself, in a sense that how people experience and consume art right now. Because it's so normal last time for you to go to gallery or museum to like see things hanging on the wall, but now I think people wanted to immerse into it. They like if people study history, right, they don't want to like read the text of Hang Tuah or Malacca in the museum. They want to know, oh, what do you feel during that time, that kind of thing. It's more about experience and how you can give to that. Immersive installation like this is actually one of the best. So this is the start that we do.
Technical question.
Yes.
So this is more like the room scale projection.
Yeah.
So in order to achieve this effect, it will be best for the projector to be, it doesn't have to be structural, right? It can be in a distance for such projection.
This one specifically, yeah, we need to use short film because the room is very, very small.
Oh, in this case?
In this case. Yeah, it's like, yeah,
But if let's say for something that is projected that you want the audience to move very close to the projection, or any sort of interaction, will it still be best for the projector to be like super structural right in front
of the wall?
Let's say if the ceiling is not an option, right? Because the audience will eventually see the projector in front. So what are the kind of considerations that I say just now there's the projection? Would it be best for the projector to be like if you want the audience to move close to the screen?
I understand. So what you're asking, like, how do you consider placement of the projector and also how far the projector is?
Let's say the ceiling is not an option.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I mean, I think okay, one of the things that normally I'll consider, right? How do people interact with that thing first? So let's say if Kabir wanted to do this installation, but it's an installation that he don't want anyone pass through the projector at all, right? So you need to think about how do you make sure that people not going to pass through the projector. Whether you put a barricade to not let people to go through it, or you put somewhere that it's not going to affect that movement around it. Yes, nobody will try to do that. But like for example this one, we want people to like really feel that, and like because there is two options for us when we do this. One is we get a super short throw lens where we can actually put it closer to the wall. So when we put it closer to the wall, there's no shadow of the humans. There's no human shadow. Even this one also is actually no human shadow because it's already overlapping. So you get less. There is shadow, but less shadow. But if I want like no shadow, I can just put a projector like the super short throw projector right next to the wall, and then people can actually still go nearer, and then there's no shadow on top of it. But if I do that, there's no visual falling onto the guy or the people. So you cannot get all these kind of visual. That kind of thing you cannot get. That visual falling onto the persons. So we want to have that. So we actually memang design the space to be like that. That you actually go inside the visual and you be part of the visual. You are part of the art itself. Yeah. So again, it's always about how you want that thing to be, and then you can decide. Like what I shared to you guys just now, right? Then you can decide. Okay, I need to have like a really high ceiling to put it, or I need to have like super short throw to do it, and so on. But what I shared to you guys just now is the options. But again, then you can like get this leeway lah. Oh, okay, I try to do this, but I cannot get a super short throw one. Then I can use a short throw or normal throw lah. Then I block out people. I barricade this area so that people need to see from a certain angle or certain area. Then I'll get this effect kind of thing. So I hope we answer your question. Right. And yeah, so the visual. So yeah, Arda was here. You were at the show, right? So this one is not projection, but yes, this is just a screen. It's a really huge LED screen. But I also still use Resolume Arena to do it because on certain technical things, one is because the screen is not proportionate to normal resolution, so I need to like readjust the resolution. And another one thing is for this specific show, I actually pick up a few more visuals from different other laptops. So there's 4 show happening during this time from different artists and different visual artists. So each artist have their own visual. So all the other artists visual I actually pick up and like send it to my computer. So I can control, means that I can send the everything actually go to my laptop, and then my laptop then send to the LED. Yeah. So what I can do with that means that I can then control the mappings much more easy. And then we did similarly to this to DAG also, because DAG, yes. Yeah, we can show it have its own built-in transition, like there is like transition next to each other. No, you can create content like scene by scene. The transition will run directly in the song. Yeah. So it's a column and layer based kind of thing. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Amina.
One is talking about
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, what was it? Yeah, so I think after we going to before that, I also wanted to share this project that I did. To like the other possibility that you can do with projection.
minimum.
Yeah, yeah. Sort out. Hey, it is. It's not paying. Well, anyway, I think we don't really need audio for this. It's nice. You guys can go and watch it better lah in the YouTube. Yeah, this is the part that I did. Not the whole. Just now, it's just the whole story. I work with many illustrator to basically like map out the furnitures and stuff. So this is the sets basically when you need to shut. So this one actually the brief was like, oh, we wanted to expand and do something with wayang kulit. So I thought, yeah, we can actually work with wayang kulit and so on, but then they have I mean, yeah, of course, the whole stage, the idea is to use living room as the stage itself. Then try to work on this lah. Yeah, and quite cool lah in the sense that I don't have to create the content. The content has all come from this illustrator called Lai, Bow of Lai, quite nice illustration. So he did all the illustration and I worked together with him lah. Like I said, okay, you know, you can actually work on all the content separately, and then he gives me all the content, and then I then like put each one of the content when we go onto the set, because you can imagine this is not the exact set that we have when we have a discussion. So this project was done like within 2 weeks. So we had the brief, and then he need to work on the visual, and then he made it, and we went on site for 2 days, do everything on site, and then they need to do the recording. So it's a very kancong project lah, this one. But it works lah at the end, which is really nice, and I think it's interesting in the sense that how you can actually use technology and projection to do other than just projection directly to object. Yeah, can be anything. So yeah, I use Filamen a lot. Because from there you can actually move around. So yeah, that's basically about it. So now we're going to do demo and also hands-on and hands-on. So on demo one, I'll do one demo here on one of the project that I've done before with the Star Festival. And then we have a demo with Daniel, right, Daniel?
Yeah.
Daniel is so busy today because he's busy with stuff. And yeah, I think we can have a short break, 5-minute break. You guys want to smoke anything, drink, and then yeah, we continue back. Okay, let's start. I'll do this very quickly in a sense that I wanted to see if later we can actually, first of course, I want to give all you guys the projector, and then on top of it, we'll try to see if your laptop work with the projector and so on, like, just to try that one first. Okay, so here you guys can see my screen, right? Let me see if I can share screen so that Jason can see my screen. Share. Yes, okay.
Yes, can see it.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So as you can see here, this is Result Arena. So once you open, right, you will see like this lah. So I think Amina already shared out some of it. So here what you have is basically row and a column. So you can see like column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, and up to column. You can actually add on like hundreds of columns and so on. Sorry? Yes, exactly. It's like a scene by scene kind of thing. So you can have a looping content, you can have like video and so on lah. So here is where it's on all this square is where you put your media. So this is where you put like picture, PNG, and so on and so on. Yeah, you can put up all of these here. All of you guys have resume already? Yeah, then you guys can actually just go and check out lah. I mean like just see. I'll just walk through the UI very quickly. Jason, if you have it also, you can also walk through lah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So yeah, so the whole idea. I think most of us understand how layer and column works. So layer, like in Photoshop, in Illustrator, you can like play around with the opacity and so on. So it's like that. So you have layer, and then you have column. So it's like additionally there's like horizontal and vertical kind of thing lah within it. So after that you have this whole kind of thing actually sits in a composition. So composition is like a project in a lot of software lah. So if you go up here, there's a composition. So composition means that this whole project kind of thing. So you can save this composition so that you can open it up later on. You can change the setting of the composition. So this is very, very important. Normally when you start a project, right, you need to set exactly what is your composition size. So your composition size will then determine what you guys going to do later on. So for example, if you guys work on like full HD 1920 by 1080, so you need to set that composition, because if not, then you guys the whole visual itself will look super weird. I mute you, yeah, Jason. Yeah, so for example, like my one, I already know that my visual size going to be 2500 by 2188. So I straight away like put it up. If it's 1920 by 1080, I just put it in 1920 by 1080. And there is also where's the 2255? Okay. So there is also like, you know, the most preset things you can find here. Frame rate, we can put auto, or normally you have like, if you have a higher frame rate composition, 60 frame, 60 frame, you can actually select here. Normally I'll put 16 BPC for the color depth. You can also work on it. Not so much different when you do projection. Maybe you can see some differences if you do LED. Yeah, that's for my experience. So once you put set up the composition, now you can drag in your content. So here I have my content. This is what you guys see lah. Jason, you can see the projection. Can you see?
Projection.
It's very, yeah, let me, sorry. You see,
Yes, a little bit. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
because it's quite bright lah.
yeah.
Tak apa, later on we'll try to see lah how.
Alright, alright.
Yeah, so this is basically the basic projection. Anyway, yeah, so you can see, so right now what I'm going to do is basically I have these three kind of three panel kind of installation or installation. So from that, I basically wanted to put up or map out these three you know, kind of shape. So before I go to this, right, if you guys remember yesterday, I have this Georgetown Festival project that I did. It's this one. So this is how it looks like basically. So what I mentioned to you, right, Aaron, is a perspective oriented content. Means that content that all of the artists created for this project only can the best way to see it only from this perspective. Yeah. So if I want to do mapping this way, I mean, if I just want to cut like this one of the visual, right, like square, right, I can, but it's not the best way to do it because it's going to very, very hard for me to like map it out later on. So the idea is that we need to lay out like UV map kind of thing lah. Like you have a box, you open up, you have like six, you know, these six plane kind of thing, like a dice, and then only you put it up back together. So I need to do that first. So I realized this before I go into mapping. When I create the content with the artist, I haven't think about it in a sense that I know it can work, but I don't know, you know, I need to like lay it out properly, like UV map kind of thing lah. So this is basically the UV map. This is basically the UV map. So this is how it looks like when I like lay it out flat. So all the content that come to me, I need to basically like cut it out and then lay it flat as possible. That's why you see it's like a bit crooked and so on, because yeah, I basically move the point and like, you know, try to get as flat as possible so that I can do mapping. Yeah, so the content is actually not created for flat. I mean, it's not created like this. but I need to like force it to be like this because then only I can do mapping onto the structure itself. Okay, so I'm going to just share with you how we do mapping, very simple, quickly lah. So of course there is a few more other things that we can do in Resonum Arena. You know, like especially with content, visuals, and so on. Here you have the output monitor, means that whatever is outputting. You have also a preview monitor, which technically you can see what is being outputting. And then this is all the composition control panel. This is layer control panel, means that if you select this layer, it will select this layer. So like I think Sheila and Arda asked whether it works like Premiere Pro or not, or like Final Cut. Yes, if you press the layer and then in autopilot you press this one, right? This you know, going to next, or like, you know, play next. It will basically continue play all the clips within that layer. So it's going to loop lah, from one layer to next layer to next layer to next layer. It's going to play the whole entire thing. So that's cool thing about layer lah. The composition is you know, all the composition that we shared just now, we can control, like, you know, the transformation, scale, and so on. But that going to change the whole entire thing. Yeah. So layer, you only, you know, control that specific layer that you're going to choose. And then clip is basically each clip that you control. For example, here if I have like a few other clips, it will then, you know, I can actually control a specific clips. That kind of thing. Yeah, so I can control like this clip, what I want to do with this clip, and so on. Control the scale, rotation, and so on and so on. Yeah, so this is clip one. And here at the end, we have like the files where you can find all the files. Normally, I don't really use it because you can drag and drop directly. The composition is where you can find all the composition that you have previously. Then effects. So effect is kind of interesting that there's a few effects that you can put or layer on top of your clips. So you can control like glitch and so on and so on. And all this, yes, like a filter, but all this is actually you know, you can do it live. Means that you can connect it to like keyboard or like mouse, and then you can control it live while it's happening. So it's not pre-rendered anything. So yeah, for example, you wanted to control like brightness and contrast, or like, I don't know, like distortion, like delay. Let's see this delay RGB thing, right? So you can see here there is delay RGB. I can control the opacity, or I can control the zero. You can see that I can actually controlling the color, the red, green, and also, yeah, the RGB. So that's like, you know, that's some usage of it. Yeah. And then you have source. So source also interesting in the sense that you can pick up what kind of source that you want. They have a few like generators. Generators means that content or shape or visual that they have within the software, and then you have, you know, so a source where you can capture from any device. So this one you can get from webcam. I can actually get my webcam here, I think. Can I? Yeah, maybe I need to like check out something. Yeah, so you can actually pick up from a lot of things like OBS and so on. So means that if you do live streaming, that live streaming can actually be projected back. So mean that you can pick up that visual and then project to somewhere and then send to somewhere. So this is like media kind of, you know, syncing kind of thing lah. So all this is not like the stuff that we wanted to do. What we wanted to do it mainly is basically in output. So if you go up on output, this is where basically you send your content. So from this software, you can then use this output to basically, like, you know, start sending your content out. Like, okay, from here, yeah, you can, okay, under output, there's full screen. Within me, I can detect two screens because right now I actually have 3 screens. So one screen is my laptop, second screen is my this big projector, and then I have another screen with this small projector. But I now duplicate my monitor, my laptop screen, and also my laptop become one screen. So it detect right now, Resolum detect these two as one screen, but it detect this projector as another screen. So I know that display 5 is this one. So now I'm sending, you know, stuff on display 5 lah. So full screen means that you send that output as full. Window, you send it as window lah, means that you can still see something at the back. So within advanced, this is where all the things happening. So the mapping actually happen inside advanced. So within advanced output, you have this preset where some of the preset that I've already created on my own. You can save some preset that you will do later on. Here under this press, like, you know, plus button, you have screen, slice, polygon, output mask, geomet universe, and also pictures. So screen is that you can assign different screen. So for example, I can assign, let's say I have two projector like this, right? I can assign one output to one projector, one screen to one projector, another screen to another projector. So because here I can select different kind of display, will go to different kind of output on display. Yeah, because this it can be any kind of media. Like for example, if you have like 8 TV that you want to send different media to each one of it, you can then assign lah each one of the screen. Faham tak? Macam tu. Tak payah nanti because I don't want to get into multiple projection. We'll get to multiple projection next week. Okay, so we'll do multiple projection. So then you have slice. Slice is where you get the you know, you then slicing lah. So slicing is exactly who remember what is it called, flash. You can slice your content, you can cut it and so on. Yeah, like you can crop. So this is basically when I slice, for example, right, at this one, if I slice, you can see on output it's actually cut to whatever I crop, you know, and you can see on the projection also. So if I cut my content right here, it's actually cutting, you know, to whatever content that I create. So for example, I'm going to start to do the projection now. So I know that I need 3 slices. So I need 1 slice for the left, right, and also floor content. So I'm going to do very quickly 3 different slices here. And I can like rename it 6 left. I don't really do this actually. Like naming layer and so on. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because so that it's much more easier. If it's a long like installation and stuff, I do name things so that it's much more easier for us to find later on. But sometimes, yeah, you just like need to like, yeah, do it very quickly. Just do it very quickly. So this one is the floor. So now I have 3 different slides that is ready for me to do something with it. So, you know, here I can like see there's 1, 2, 3 you know, content. So hopefully Jason, you can see, you know, the projection lah, but yeah, cannot see, it's too bright, right?
Yeah.
This? Yeah, better?
Yeah. Much
Alright.
better.
Okay. Alright, okay. Alright. So now I'm going to like do a very quick one lah. So if you guys want to actually come here so that you can see how it works on the structure itself. So another one thing also within advanced output, right, we have input and output. So basically input is what we want to take from our content. And then output is basically what we want to send out. Yeah. So right now I turn off. So here you can actually turn on and off each one of the, you know, slides or content that you have. So right now I just turn on left so that I can focus on the left one first. Okay. Here you just add on here. So I'll go through to this one later. But basically it's just the same thing. So polygon, you can actually get a shape. So you can create your own shape kind of thing. So if you wanted to do something with shape, that's specific shape. Sorry, I think my HDMI ni ada touch sikit. And then you have output mask. So mask is basically cut out whatever you have. So either you mask out, mask in, or you mask out. Mask out, you can actually just invert it here. It detect on white masking out. So that's mask. You can do masking also here. And then the MX is basically it connect to the MX. So the MX where you can control LED lights. So that's the MX lah. We're not going to touch on the MX for this workshop to make it much more simple. So on output transformation, now here, you can then see there is one transformation and then another one is edit point. So transformation is basically normal lah, you can transform like that lah. It's automatically memang like the press shift already for us. You can control like that and so on. And then edit points, you can then move around the point. So this is basically where we do mapping lah. This is mapping lah basically. So normally what I do, I'll try to like make it gel to the shape itself. So Sheila, if you come here, you can see. So I'll move it around to make sure it goes in first to me. And then only I move the points. Yeah. So this is how I do it basically. Yeah. So this is basically. So you can use your mouse or you can use your to make it more detailed lah. So this is basically normally what we do. So this is mapping. This is mapping. So once you're done with left one, I'm going to turn on like the right one. You want to try the right one? Madam? Try.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's where I use polygon. So for the ribbon that I have.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Huh?
Yes.
Skew only. Then I press any point. Then okay. There's 2 points right here.
Yeah.
So one is the smaller point, one is the bigger point. So the smaller point is much more detailed and fine mesh. But what we want to do is basically try to get the bigger point first. So try to do that. And then you take find the
Bigger one.
yeah, and then you need to like do. So basically, normally I do like that. See here, come.
Okay.
Then you can do while you actually.
So, okay, this is tricky.
See.
Alright.
This one. So you can do this one first, and then all the refined one actually you can use your what is it called? The arrow.
Wait. Yo. Betul ke kau nak salah? Is it moving?
It's moving because by it's outside. So that's why normally you just go out first. Don't zoom in too much.
Oh, okay. So you terselect je lah yang besar
just
tu.
do roughly.
It's macam like cropping je lah.
Yeah, it's basically a copy.
Yeah.
Then you can like refine it using the keyboard.
Yes.
Arrow.
Okay. So dah macam ni, betul ke ni?
Yeah.
Is it right?
Okay.
I think so. Does it look correct?
Yeah. Sheila, you want to try the
Yeah.
This one was like,
no, you remove this one. You move on output. So that's edit points. Yeah, you can transform first, then you go up, then you make it smaller so that you can see.
And I just really took it over here.
And then now,
Like, how am I actually doing this last week at the Kelly?
so now basically, you need to move the bigger point. This one, you basically need to move it to here.
Yeah, so yes. You could make see that. This one is a 500.
Yeah.
And then here's the
So it's snap also. So you can turn on this one. The magnet is basically snap.
right.
So when you do right, it will snap directly. So it's much more easier lah to do. But you see now, the reason why I actually have this what is it called? We call it test card lah. So you can see my proportion right is actually wrong. You can see the circle, it's not circle. It's oval. So if that happens, what we can do is basically we can actually adjust from this one. So we can actually make it smaller in the sense that it looks like less oval, but we lose some of them. But normally, so basically right now, either one is wrong. Either my content is wrong or that one is wrong. But I think, yeah, my that one is basically just wrong. So that one is, we can do that. You can do like this, or then you can move this one lower. So if I select all this right, you can actually move a few points. Yeah, so I can actually bring it down until it looks like circle lah. Now you can see it's circle, right? It look more circle like that. So that's one of the reason. Kalau guna arrow, you mean like if like this which arrow? So we select lah. So for example now, this one I select these two. So you see it detecting these two, and this one is not selected. And then you just move it down. There you go. Yeah. So that's about it. So now all of the other content is already fixed to that. So I can get the content like this. So it might take a bit of time to put in, and I can play the content. So now it's playing. So if you see from that specific angle, you can see from this angle, from here. You see, there is a few content later on, right? It's specifically for that. You see that kind of thing and so on. So when I work with all these artists, if I see from here, it looks like, what is this?
Yeah, it's just like your mock-up.
This is a mock-up. Yeah, this is actually exact mock-up for this project that I did. So you can see the stuff actually moving out. It looks 3D. So yeah, so it only works for us from this angle. Basically, from that slightly higher angle. So yeah, that's the idea. So yeah, basically mapping is like that. It doesn't need to be like so complicated like this, in the sense that this one memang a lot of the artists work with 3D, so they know how it works and so on. But if you guys work with 2D, let's work with that. So what Daniel is working right now is all like flat. It's not flat, it's 2D, very 2D things. But you then add on something onto the subject. So this one is a flat surface where we try to introduce something into the flat surface. Another one way is there is a really intricate surface, you actually do something on top of it. There's another way to
It kind of such software, it's like 2D, like to map this, like you have to count the area of the face.
Yeah, so last time it used to be like that. Like you need to get the exact point. Exact point to it for it to work and so on. It's kind of funny lah. But now it's much more easier. Now you can actually do a lot of visual based content. Another one like really nice is this one. Yeah, so all of the content is I didn't create the content, but the content was created by the artist. This one. Can you want to see the this one?
When you adjusted this one to be square, but how come this one is not?
That's
Square.
that's right. So the this is basically what you see here is what the projector sees. So it's the lens and also is the angle that the projector sees. So the projector actually see like that. The projector sees square, but we don't see it. I don't know. It's quite yeah. It's quite hard to explain, but yeah, it is like that. It's the angle. Yeah, it's the angle. It's because we don't see what we see, right? We are not seeing from the projector angle actually. Yeah, but if you actually see it and you see from the projector perspective, actually it's memang square.
So this is what the projector projected.
Yes.
To be this way. But how the input goes in is actually square.
Just like bending it 45 degrees upside down.
Is it because the projector is slanted here?
Probably. I mean, it could be one of the reasons. Yeah, because I need to sorry.
Or because you need to project the power.
Yeah, I need to project the floor. Yeah, if not, I can actually just put it here. But because I need you see, okay, there's another one thing about projection. You can see this is much more clearer compared to this one, the floor, right? Because what happened, right? The light that projected here, it will reach to this one. It basically the light actually cater for the flat surface in front of it, not underneath. So when you project something like like this one, right? When you send something here, it cannot catch as much detail or as much pixel as possible. So you cannot really get really good focusing for this one. You can try to focus on this, but yeah, again, it's not the best option. So for this one means that I need to actually put this projector higher up. Yeah, like exactly like exact like that. But sometimes we cannot do that lah. So we try to put it as high as possible so that we can try to get the most clear possible.
So in the real sense, the project itself,
Yeah, I got this one projector. This one
height is
projector.
maximum.
Yeah.
As long as your picture is proportional.
Yes. And also during the actual one, I have a mock-up of like Comta Tower and so on. So it's actually a the whole the whole Georgetown city. So I need to make sure that also works. So if you can see here, I actually have this batang. This is basically only mapped onto Comta. So I need to map exactly at Comta Tower because it actually didn't map properly and also it casts shadow onto because it's too high. It's like this, right? I mean, it casts shadow behind.
So the complexity of the physical 3D object kind of saves the
Yes. Yeah. So this is like how it works for one of the project that I've done. Yeah. So now we can basically that you guys try. If you guys have content that you guys bring, you can try to like do it. We have like 15 minutes, I think. Maybe I don't know what you guys think. You guys okay to stay a bit longer or yeah? Yeah, we have pizza actually. So okay, that's basically it. That's the demo and so and the demo and sharing. Another demo is basically Daniel. So yeah, Daniel, you can show.
It's a different thing that's not necessarily this, but I can explain it.
Yeah. So Jason, we're going to bring you and show you here from here. I think you can
Okay.
see. Yeah, from here is better.
You know?
Just, but maybe you cannot hear us lah. I try to join in from the phone.
Okay, okay, thanks.
Try to get can you hear?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, let me just like slow it down.
Okay.
And you can see, right?
Yep.
Just try to understand the space, right? I'm gonna turn everything on. So here you can see.
I'm going to stop recording so that I can share my picture. Sorry, my screen. You can see, right? Can you see?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Very easy. But for a little demo, it's just very simple drawing. I don't have brushes or anything. I have like 5 layers.
Huh?
So it's very easy.
No, it's okay. I think it should be okay.
Here, so we're not
Really?
So what I did is just kind of like copy everything. In fact, if you want to do it's not you can even go to a house and take a photo of it, or the wall you want to project here. Take a photo with your phone, and you already have kind of like an idea of how the place looks like. If it's relatively flat, if I was going to do like maybe a wall, a corner, or two sides of a house, I would take one photo in front of one wall and the other one. I could understand, and I like the camera, so you can putting photos and putting videos or whatever. You can understand it. So the software lets you get pieces and put them perfectly here while you're connected to it. But in this case, I did the opposite. I understood what it is that I wanted to do. And then I just did little lines and stuff. The second thing I did was I added this little layer, which is can be like this. It's like this was a draft in Paint. Oh,
You need to, can you bring out the,
yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Maybe you can get it.
Exactly.
Make it brighter.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, nice.
Ooh, I was working.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah.
I did a draft, like, oh, maybe this is the thickness of the line. I'm gonna turn this up. Like, oh, maybe this is kind of like how it can look. And I like this width of lines. I know it has to be a certain brightness. So I kind of understood, okay, this is where things have to go, right? And then I took this and then I started working on it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the background to black. So in a projector, if you have black, you're not projecting any light. So in this case, I don't want to fill everything up. Like in the demo that we were seeing for here, you want to fill every part, every wall, the floor of the room. But in my case, I only want to use certain bits, and I didn't even use all of those. And I haven't used some working there. Used some working, and I haven't really tried this. But let's see how it looks. I'm gonna change it. I think it's, I can see it's pretty much aligned, but I haven't even tried it. So is it
Nice.
these little drawings that I was making. In this case, I can make the lines a little bit wider.
Yeah. Oh, you can control that already. Nice.
Just because this specific program. So I already understood
the place, what I wanted, what I could do with it. And then I just went and did it somewhere else and prepared content, which is maybe something that you're gonna have to do.
Yeah, it's the converter. It's a converter. It's the converter, I think. Yeah. Sorry.
It's not the software. You thinking what you want to do.
Exactly.
But this is simple animation because it's what I could do. Yeah, like I knew there was a box here and another box there, and I wanted something to go around. I wanted the cables to go and show something.
Loom. Is it? It's loop.
It must be like that.
I think is it? It's okay.
If I had
There's another.
Description.
Yeah, but there is another software called there's another app called Tech2. Also something similar. Yeah. Also use iPad. Yes, yeah, you can sketch directly.
That is interactive.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Yes,
about it.
you can try that one. So Tech2, quite nice. But it's Tech2. Yeah, same like this also. TAG. Yeah.
So because I wanted to show you something that is more based
Yeah.
on your conception of understanding of making images or making things. How can you fit that into mapping by thinking about the space and how you want to change the world, the real physical world that's around you. And then you can use whatever technique that you want to use. You can use painting technique, collage, or to understand what you want to do with the space, what you want people to see, or
Nice. Thank you, Daniel, for impromptu mapping. Standing in front of the. Yeah. So Jason, you see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Okay.
think this
So-
is something similar to what you can do with the furniture too. Yeah, something interesting for you to explore this kind of stuff.
So besides the app, the software that you said like Tech2, what are the other alternative software that I can use for this implementation?
This one is Loop. Later on, I'll send you the name of all this lah. But this one all on iPad base.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but again, like there is a few other software. I'll try to find and so on. There is
Okay.
one called I totally forgot what is it. But yeah, it's actually instant animation where you can like do like cell animation kind of thing. Yeah, which is kind of interesting also.
So how he projected the mapping is through the projector and also like transferring all the data into the iPad, is it?
Yes. So he basically he already projected and then he he used the iPad and software to like get this sort of like shape and so on first. So once he finished that, when he got all the shape, he then like do like frame by frame lah, like this thing moving like one frame to another frame to another frame and so on and so on. So when he did everything, it looks like it's looping and moving and so on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. But yeah, you can actually take picture of this and then do it in artifacts and any kind of other software that you can create content of it lah, and then still map into it. Yeah. Use any other any mapping software, like for example Resolume Arena or even this kind of software.
Yeah. Because like the latest iPad, they have like a LiDAR scan. Does it has any
Yes.
benefits into?
Yeah, there is. I think I'm not sure whether there is a direct software right now you can use, but there is a projector that you can actually use LiDAR to scan this thing, and then you can then straight away map each one of these things. But I don't remember exactly the sensor and the projector. But from you can basically, if you can manipulate and try to hack the data that you get from LiDAR or depth sensing and so on, right? Yeah, definitely you can then get all these different depth, and it automatically detected
Yeah, okay. Very cool, very
Yeah.
cool. Because I was just wondering, like, whether we can like benefits or use LiDAR in terms of like project mapping.
You can. I mean, yeah, definitely. I've only used LiDAR to basically like AR stuff and so on. Even AR. So you can, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can definitely.
Very
You
cool,
can.
very cool, very cool.
Yeah, cool. All right. So I'll stop this one and then we'll see you in the
Okay.
in the laptop.
Yep. Okay.
Cool, man. All right. Oh, it's like yeah, it's September bulan. I think next week. Go check out on project, but it's Islamic. It's Islamic festival. It's yeah. I told you right. Fun to Okay, so next is I'm going to do projector ballot.
Okay.
We need to like assign a projector to each one of you guys, and then you guys can maybe try out the projector, make sure it works and so on. And then I was thinking maybe this is something we will talk later. I was thinking that maybe we can have another additional session before end of the week. So it also apply to you lah, Jason. If you can join in maybe one of the day. I was thinking like Friday night.
Okay. No worries. Yeah. Can make it.
Friday night, some similar time, very quickly in a sense that because I thought like today we can give you guys an hands-on. You have a projector with you already, Jason?
Yeah. But not like a professional one. Just like
It's okay. Here also like all very small one, like not the big one. So as long as it work, I want you guys to go hands-on. I thought we can do today, but yeah, it's already like 9:30, almost 10:30 already, right? So we'll do projector ballot. Everyone is where's Arda? Toilet. Okay, then that would be for Arda. Yeah, for Arda. Or maybe we can put in ballot first. So projector 001. Can get the oh sorry. How do I do this? Okay, so I should this is number one. Yeah. No need lah, not 1 meter lah. How many of us? We have like 1, 2, 3. I have my. You have your projector. You want to use your projector? Can we see your projector? Very old. Tak apa, boleh je tengok. Is it using HDMI or? Oh, you have to have. Okay. Boleh? Can if you want to use this one, I'll keep one later. Also, one if you want to use this one, you want to leave it here or you want to bring it back? Boleh bring it boleh because you all put the projector all together. Because this one they lock. Boleh? Can. So okay, then you need to take the ballot. So we have 1, 2, 3 only. So Saiful tak ada. I'll pull in for Saiful and Saiful lah. Saiful only, right? So only like 4 of you guys lah. Okay, oh, one more. So. Sheila, we can. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Jason, means that you need a projector also for the exhibition, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to pick also one for you.
Okay.
But again, I mean, like we can. So white. So that's pick number. There's like number here. So if you pick like number that doesn't have you pick again lah.
Sorry.
All the new so then you get let's say you get Jason, this is your projector.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll keep this projector and I also need to test it. I just got it. Yeah, congratulations. So do you guys want to bring this projector back to test out, or you guys want to how? Yeah, we're doing it on Friday. So if you guys, I don't know, I just like, you know, telling you guys, because I already like run through whatever I can on Resolution Arena. So if you guys want to go back and like try something, because if you guys want to try, no projector have to try. Can so you guys can actually take this projector back, and then just bring back on Friday lah, and then we can leave it here. Can so tak apa ni, tak apa. We take another one projector juga. There's another one projector. So bagi boleh buat motor boleh je. In case lah, kau tapi hari tu boleh on lah, semua boleh jalan lah. Then nak ambil kali. Have another one. So just check lah kalau kita tak nanti and what else? Saiful lah, nanti Saiful I'll contact him directly lah. This one ni dia Xiaomi projector tau. So I hope the remote is correct, but if the remote is not working right, let me know. I might need to switch with either one of you guys, or maybe we can try it later lah. Just like you guys can take out now and then like just you know test it and then make sure everything works lah. Takut nanti tak boleh. Sebab you guys punya all actually use it for one exhibition. So some of the stuff actually mix, especially the remote. So kalau the remote doesn't work, then
sometimes you get a universal remote where you can control everything one remote.
But this one,
master remote. Yeah, master remote. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we can just open and check lah, make sure everything okay. So then you guys can bring it back on Friday lah. I'll talk to Saiful and see if he can come. yeah, I guess that's about it. Daniel, anything else you want to say? You good? Thank you so much, man. Cool.
That was very cool though.
Yeah.
Especially you did that in all in like what 2 hours? All in one day.
Oh my god.
She go back and then like yeah.
But it could be done for like it hands and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like you know.
But I was just showing it to him over there. I realized that if it's plain, if you make a drawing, it takes records the drawing in real time. Like, yeah.
You can do like a live performance.
Yeah, there is Netflix. Actually, you can register Netflix.
Yeah. Have you seen those VR where they can build smart projectors?
Alright, Jason. I guess that's about it. If you have any questions, you can ask, or if not, then you I would say you let me know lah. I mean, oh yeah. Just to share everyone, if you guys trying out something, right, and you need to like do very quick, like half an hour, 1 hour kind of session, just to like recap or ask anything technically, let me know. I'll try to like make my time within one of these days, Friday, and then
Okay.
especially with you, Jason, I think we can have one day before Friday.
Alright. Okay.
I'll talk more directly with you lah, so it's much
I will
more
be
easier.
glad to. Yeah, I will be glad to. Thank you. Thank you.
Which day lah you free?
I'm usually free at night.
Okay, yeah, me too. Same.
Okay. Cool.
All right, we'll keep in touch.
Alright. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.